and welcome back to my channel. Again, thank you for watching. Now, the last few times I've spoken to you about my past and what happened last year. Now, I said to you about I was having therapy last year, and I must admit it really did help. It really did help on the fact that I did a lot of healing. But one thing I want to tell you guys about is I don't think you can go back and open old wounds and stories about the past if you're only having maybe 6 sessions. I only had 6 sessions, but in a way, the 6 sessions, they really helped me get into a better place. But what I found was the patterns then repeated themselves in my next few relationships, and I still suffered with quite a lot of my anxiety. And that feeling of, I hadn't come to the conclusion that feeling of being alone was something that I was really trying to escape from. So say if I'd split up from somebody, I would then soon jump back into another relationship. And the reason we do that again is we don't like to feel alone, but also we're filling a void. So we've got this sort of something inside us that doesn't want to be alone, that's scared of being alone. So we'll just keep thinking, right, I'll split up with so and so, a few weeks on my own, find somebody else. And it's all of them, that honeymoon period as well. You've got all them feelings of excitement, all the feelings of joy. So it's really filling that void that's in you. Does that make? I hope that makes sense. If you have any questions, again, just write within the comments. So yeah, I'm not sure 6 weeks of therapy is maybe long enough. And I don't know what the NHS offer you now. I know it's really hard to get therapy, but even if you used some sort of online site or anything like that, I really would recommend that 6 weeks is just not long enough, because within that 6 weeks you have things that go on in your life that you also need to talk about. I mean, for example, for me, I went through 6 weeks of therapy last year, and I come out in such a great place at the end of it. But what happened was that I came out, I did all this realisation really that it wasn't me. It was obviously whoever I was seeing at the time as well that I was struggling with. I seemed to go with a lot of emotionally unavailable people as well. Something to do with my subconscious there, that we attract them as well. And that relationship broke down. So then I felt like I needed to go back to therapy. I didn't. I just sort of coped through it. But what I did do, again, I filled the void quite quickly. And I never really, I suppose, let myself and gave myself that time to heal. I will apologise in a second. I'm going to have a cat come up behind me. So this is Molly. I don't know if you can all see her, but yeah, there she is. Yeah, so one thing, again, staying back to that is that feeling of filling a void. Now, I think we just do it completely subconsciously. I don't think, again, that we realise that we're doing it. Sorry for the cat. And until we start to reflect back, and I mean, I've been doing a lot of that over the last year, we start to realise that we are doing it. And we do tell ourselves, like, we need some time alone and we need some time to think about ourselves and put ourselves first, but we are still very quick to jump the gun and really like go back into the dating scene. Or even for me, I find it's jumping into things really quickly. I possibly don't even go through that dating scene, I just jump into things very, very quickly. And that's why I say right now I'm learning about setting boundaries and holding back, really, as much as I can. Well, not as much as I can, it's probably not the best way to put it, but yeah, holding back so you don't put all of yourself 100% into somebody, because obviously then again I get very attached quickly, and it hurts more, whereas someone maybe that doesn't have attachment sort of issues doesn't attach that quickly. And yeah, I hope you understand that. So yeah, so 6 weeks of therapy last year. I went for a lot again in my childhood, and I do recommend that you get a little bit more of therapy, because you're opening wounds and you're getting over the old wounds, but you're not really finding out how to go forward and what to do with going forward, and you kind of need to set yourself a little bit of a plan. Now, I seem really motivated. I seem like, yeah, you follow the plan, everything like that. I don't. I'm really, really terrible at getting up in the mornings. I'm really, really terrible at sticking to a routine, all of that. And I do blame the fact that I do obviously suffer from anxiety at times. To do with that, I have a lot of demotivation. Um, and one thing that I have done recently to stop the demotivation is running. I mean, I was never a runner, so I started Couch to 5k, and the running helped massively, because that feeling of never being a runner and then being able to achieve a 5k, then a 10k, then a 15k, it's just a massive sense of achievement, and it just keeps you going. And I must admit, when I felt sad, and when I felt even angry at times, I've just gone for a run, and it completely gets it all out of me. And as I said, at the moment I'm post breakup. I'm like a month post breakup, so going for a run for me has really helped clear my head as well, and also release a lot of anger. I mean, quite recently I've had a lot of anger and frustration inside me. I believe it's something that you obviously are going to have when you break up with somebody. It's the whole grieving process, but yeah, a lot of anger. I suppose it's quite good, because um, you have to get to that stage, because it's a good stage to get to, rather than the sadness and everything else. But yeah, as I said, I struggle with a lot of demotivation, and I don't know whether you guys that are watching this feel the same. But anxiety again as well. It, when it sort of creeps up, you don't even know really experience it, but you really do really feel like a lack of motivation. I have to really push myself. I mean, when I'm in a really good stage, I'm not struggling to get up. Um, I'm not feeling like I need to stay in bed longer, but then I do feel around the house things will sort of be left a lot longer, or even my eating pattern, things like that. Again, it's a bit all over the place, and I really have to struggle to try and get that into a routine. I mean, I am still finding now getting into a routine can be quite difficult, but it's just, again, you just have to keep like moving on. So I really wanted to speak to you about this today, just so that you could sort of realise that if you are going through a lot at the moment, that again, if you're going to access counselling through work or NHS or whichever way, a lot of the time they only offer you 6 weeks. And I think if you really want to make a difference to yourself, and you are at that point, I just want to sort everything out, I just want to be able to feel happy again, then I really, really do recommend that 6 weeks isn't enough. Like, definitely go for more. For the reason that you've got to dig deep again into your past, open it all up, but then you also need to sort of learn how to cope with life going forward, and 6 weeks isn't long enough to do that. So finding a good therapist, again, is a really, really big thing. I mean, some of you might have already had therapy and had sort of one counsel session and you thought, this isn't right for me. Don't stop. I mean, it's really important to find a good therapist, and when you do find a good therapist, you'll find they will understand you very, very quickly. You'll find that they're able to set sort of little tasks for you to do in between therapy, or things to do to recognise when you're stressing, or when you need to maybe calm down, or when you need to maybe talk about something else as well. I mean, my therapist, for me, she lets me get my emotions out in my therapy, which I probably wouldn't do as much in front of other people. Well, I am a little bit more now, but it's something I try and hide. So yeah, finding a good therapist is really important. So if you have had the one like counsel session and you're thinking, oh no, this isn't for me, don't stop. Keep going, because I've had many different counsel sessions now for years, and it is hard to find the right one, but I don't know, I think you just need to be open, and you will soon find out if the thing she's saying to you is working. So I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to continue this in my next session, hoping to get another video to you for Friday. So anyway, I will speak to you soon. Take care, have a lovely week, and speak to you later. Bye.